Let's do it, baby. Regular
It's that
episode.
time again.
Jordan's house. Jordan, say hi.
Hello.
Jordan and I got into an argument today.
We
Well,
did?
he yelled at me.
What? What are you talking about?
You don't remember what happened in your kitchen?
No.
Jordan offered me a Coke Zero. And I said, are you calling me fat?
Uh-huh.
That was my fun quip. That was my fun joke.
Yeah.
And I was going to take one. And then Jordan said, it's a Coke Zero cherry. And I said, no, thank you. And then I was ganged up on by Jordan and his girlfriend because I don't like cherry Coke.
I've just never met anyone
And
that
you're
doesn't
like, I've
like
never met anyone. What do you mean? I don't know. I never met anyone that didn't like that.
Yeah, cherry Coke is fucking banging, dude.
I really don't. I don't like it.
That's crazy.
But I'm
to me.
also, I'm not a soda guy.
Yeah.
I did have a Mountain Dew last week and it was
Yeah.
awesome.
Sometimes you just need it, you know?
Because I don't drink it regularly. So here's my
So when
thing.
you-
And I've told you about my Mountain Dew shit, have I?
No.
I was addicted to Mountain Dew in high school.
Okay.
And that's not even me being like quirky about it. Like I got to the point where
That dude's got a huge following.
I was drinking a 12-pack of Mountain Dew a day.
Oh.
Yeah. And so I would wake up, literally it's like I would wake up and I'd have a Mountain Dew by my bedside and
Who's letting you have that?
my mom, she would just buy them. Or I had like money then because I had a job and I would just buy them.
Oh, okay.
And then she was like, this is a problem. And I was like, yes, it is. And so I would wake up in the morning and have one before I took a shower. Then I'd take a shower and I'd brush my teeth and I'd have one on the way to the school. And I would have them in my locker and I would drink them in my locker in between all my classes. And I'd drink one on the walk home and I'd like drink them throughout the day. And I also would have one by my bedside for in the middle of the night when I woke up, I could chug one.
At least you weren't a monster guy.
No. The first time I ever had Monster energy
That's
drink.
a level up, I think.
The first
That's
time I
an
ever had a
evolution.
Monster, I threw up in the 7-Eleven parking lot.
Yeah.
But I was addicted to Mountain Dew I was drinking it that heavily for maybe a month.
Okay.
Like it was long enough to where like my mom, and I wasn't hiding it because it's soda, but it's soda. And I remember finally my mom like took out the trash one day and she was like,
You got to know.
she was like, dude, there are so many cans of Mountain Dew in here. Like, did you have a party? And I was like, no, this is just like me. And she was like, how many do you drink a day? And I told her and she was like, dude, what the fuck?
Gonna get diabetes.
She was like, you have to chill out.
Yeah, dude.
And I was like, all right. And
I'm
that's
with
not
her.
why I don't drink soda, but like,
You soda'd yourself out.
I really did. Like it wouldn't do anything for me anymore. And then like, when I got like into college and stuff, like I was just like kind of broke. So it's like I just drank water. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also like, to be fair, I was just smoking so much weed and like tripping all the time and stuff. And it's like,
You can't mix that with
soda
Mountain Dew.
isn't, I don't know, like when you're really stoned, like when I'm really stoned, I need hydration,
Yeah,
not
you need like
fucking
refresh,
Pepsi.
something
Like
refreshing.
I'll fuck up like an apple cider. Oh
Yeah.
shit, I forgot to pour apple cider for this.
We'll do it next time.
I'll do it for the Patreon.
Yeah.
But it's apple cider season, baby.
Whoop, whoop.
I love apple cider.
Yeah.
We used to ferment our own. Did you ever do that?
No.
Dude. Oh,
You
it's
said something
50-50
about-
chance.
Huh?
So during the fall, what me and my friends would do is we would go and we would get apple cider from like the roadside stands and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And we would leave them in the trunk of our cars for a couple days. And they would either explode or they would ferment and become alcoholic.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, so it'd either be a sticky mess or you're getting secretly drunk, baby.
Or moldy.
You get it before then. It'd be like 6 couple days.
Yeah, that's so crazy. So when's the last time you rented a movie?
Digitally or physically?
Physically.
I mean, college?
Okay. So Jesse and I started watching Yellow Jackets. It came out on Netflix.
Wonderful.
And there's 2 seasons, but only the first season came out on Netflix.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, I don't really want to start another subscription service because I think you can watch the whole thing on Paramount or something. And so I was like, instead of doing that, why don't we just go to Wonderbook and Video?
Oh, did you actually rent stuff from Wonderbook?
Yeah,
That's great.
Because they still rent.
Yeah.
And so I
Wonderbook rules.
Yeah, so they had it, and it's right there. So I grabbed it, and I went up to the person. I was like, I got to start an account. And she's like, okay, give me your ID, your credit card, and all this. So she's setting me up, and she goes, "Ooh, do you already have an account with us?" And I was like, I mean, I had one like 20 years
Yeah, I probably
ago.
had one like,
And she goes,
during the Obama years.
she goes, well, I found
you
your
owe us $7,000.
I found your account, and you have a bunch of late fees. And I was like, oh, really?
How much did you owe?
It was only $13, but it was funny because I was like, well, can I just start this new account? And she said, no. You have to we have to
Can you rent games from there still? Like video games?
No, they stopped the games about 4 years ago, they said. But they were ragging on me, man. And then she was like, she went to her coworker and she was like, this guy has late fees from 2009.
That's so sick.
And I was like, okay. And I was like, let me guess what they are, because I made it a game.
Did you correctly guess the movies?
No, because I thought it was
was it like Click?
Yeah, no. I thought it was Freaks and Geeks, and she said no, it wasn't Freaks and Geeks. And so I was like, well, what were they?
2009.
This is 2009, and so there was like 9.
There were 9 things that you were late on.
That I was late on.
In 2009, Arrested Development.
No.
6 Feet Under.
No, but close. Okay, so let me
Deadwood.
No. So let me rally some of them off. No.
Dark Knight.
No. All right, so it was like Annie Hall was one of them.
Dumb.
I know. Vicky Cristina Barcelona.
No idea what that is.
It's another Woody Allen. I guess I went through a Woody Allen
are you
phase.
fucking... Is this always going to be Woody Allen? Is this going to be like the epitome of like your Garden State ass hipster shit?
I think so, yeah. Which is really embarrassing nowadays. But Elegant Universe, which was like one of those...
Dude, I don't know what any of these are.
And then she goes, True Blood. And then Jesse burst out laughing. And then... Yeah, so I was like, True. I don't even remember watching True Blood at all. Like, so strange. But anyway, so yeah, I don't exactly remember what the other ones were. There were a couple things like I couldn't tell you what they even were.
Dude, Wonderbook rules.
Yeah, it was awesome.
The Wonderbook in Hagerstown.
I'm gonna start going there more.
You should. You really should.
They're weekly rentals and it's only $4.
It's not bad.
Yeah,
it's really not bad. It's cheaper. Well, because you can rent stuff digitally off like Amazon and shit, and it's like, depending on what it is. Because I'll do that sometimes, like with my parents, and it'll be like $4, and you get it for 24 hours, but you can only watch it one time.
Yeah.
So like, it's worth it. Like, I don't know, depending on what it is, obviously.
It's worth it, and it's also fun to go in there and like,
it's fun to peruse.
And there's a lot of things I'm like, oh, I want to watch that, and like, it's just not available on anything to stream. So
yeah, I don't know. Like, it would be fun to do like date night style and like.
Yeah.
Walk in there and be like, let's get 2 movies. You know what I mean? It's fun. It's really cute.
It's cool, yeah.
I've never been to any of the Wonderbook aside from the one in Hagerstown.
Oh, really? The one in Frederick's the best one.
The one in Hagerstown's probably better.
No,
I've
been to that one. I know. This one's huge,
too. I love ours. You guys have the warehouse, though, I think. Yours is bigger, I think.
We have a warehouse, but we have our own store that's not a warehouse.
Yeah.
I used to work there.
Cool.
Yeah.
No, I love the Wonderbook. I remember before my little cousin went to college, I gave him like $20 and was like, we're going to go to Wonderbook and I'm going to buy you a bunch of like books that you should read. And it was like, we just went to all like the literary, like classic stuff.
Yeah.
God, that used to be so much fun. I will say I've gotten a lot of really good like dollar sci-fi from Wonder
Yeah.
Book, because they still, I don't know if they do it now. I haven't been there in a while, but the last time I was there, it was like, buy 3 get 2 free
Yeah.
for like sci-fi and fantasy. And so I just ended up getting like
Yeah, they
one-
do that. Yeah.
like the entire series of one guy's stuff.
yeah. They also do like the canned food thing where you bring in a can of food.
Bring a can of
yeah.
food. I used to do that.
Yeah.
There was one year, one of my coolest Christmas presents that I ever gave someone. When my grandmother was still alive, she was like an avid, like, romance novel, like old lady smut reader.
Yeah. Okay.
I forget. Is it
Does Nora
Nora?
Roberts.
Nora Roberts.
She's from Boonesboro.
Yep. So she had like every Nora Roberts book. And
That's
shit.
hilarious.
You know what I mean?
That's
Like
fucking
she was
awesome.
super into that stuff. And my grandmother was a reader. Like she would blow through books when she was like in better health
Yeah.
before she went downhill. One of the last years where she was like still fairly independent, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I took her, we went to the Hagerstown Diner for like lunch because we used to, go out to eat and shit. And
Yeah.
she loved diner food. So we went to
Who
the
doesn't?
diner and we had food, and the diner's right near the Wonder Book. And I took her to the Wonder Book, and it was like Christmas time. And I was like, hey, I'm going to get a basket and you're going to go to the fucking old lady
Damn, you
Nora
should have
Roberts
like,
section. And I just want you to pick out a bunch of shit that you
because
want.
there's a lot.
There's
a
so
lot
many.
in there. Yeah.
And then,
So
we
you did that thing like back in the day, like Nickelodeon, where like they had the carts and they would just
Yeah,
make you
basically.
go down and fill
Yeah,
the cart
and we
up.
spent like an hour and a half, and like she like just like, well, grab these 7, and like let me
Yeah.
see if I've read them or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I ended up getting her like 15 books, but it costs like $6. You know what I mean? Because it's
Yeah.
like buy 3 get 2 free, and they're all like $1.
It's fucking awesome, dude.
That
Yeah,
place ruled.
yeah. While we were there, I also grabbed 2 Shakespeare books, and because I've never read Shakespeare, but I'm
You
getting.
have to read it in high school.
You know what? I mean, I read Midsummer's Night Dream and Hamlet, but
Did you
I
read
wasn't
Julius Caesar or whatever.
Romeo and Juliet.
No, Julius Caesar.
Oh no, I didn't read that. No, but obviously I was a part of those, but I didn't take anything in. But because I'm like getting really into like Henry V and stuff right now, I decided to try and read
You didn't
that.
do Hamlet?
I did do Hamlet. That's what I was saying. But those are school activities where I wasn't really.
I feel
I was
that.
more paying attention to the titties and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So I
read-
wasn't really getting into.
We read a lot of fucking Shakespeare.
But my point is, I tried to read it in bed a little bit.
Did you
know?
like it?
I don't know what the fuck is
Did you
going
fall
on.
asleep?
No. I'm saying I can't read that shit.
Have you ever fallen asleep while reading?
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
like you've woken
Oh,
up with the book
so-
open?
No, this is what happens when I do that. I'll be reading laying down, and I'll fall asleep, and the book will hit me in the fucking face, and it's a problem. But now it's like I have a Kindle too, so like a lot of times it's my Kindle hitting me in the face, and that's harder than a book. So, but anyway, Shakespeare is fucking hard to read. I don't know what's going on in there, dude.
It's very
I didn't think it
difficult.
would be that hard.
It's difficult because it's like a different style of English,
Yeah.
but like, and some of it is a lot better than others,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But Shakespeare's fine. I haven't read Shakespeare in a really long time.
It's like when I do understand a sentence, or not a sentence, but you know what I mean.
No, a sentence, a stanza, a sentence.
yeah,
Yeah.
whatever.
Trust me, I know.
When I do understand a part of it, I'm like, "Ooh, yay! Look at that!"
Did you ever watch the show Upstart Crow?
Mm-mm.
It's David Mitchell from Peep Show.
Oh, okay.
And it's him playing Shakespeare, but it's like a Roseanne style comedy, but it's him as Shakespeare.
Ah, dude, that sounds so good.
It is
That
one of
sounds
the best
so
shows.
good. You know what? I'm gonna go and rent that at Wonderbook.
If you can't rent it, let me know because it's on Amazon Prime BritBox. The only subscription that I pay for that I will always have is BritBox.
I love, yeah, which is weird because you're not really an Anglophile like I am.
No, I
Just
don't.
like-
No, I like their television.
Yeah,
I
I love it.
I don't give a shit about their history or like their culture. but I love like all the panel shows and like all the comedies, and especially like
everything
in the 90s and 2000s. Like I really enjoy it.
But here's the thing, they didn't always have that. Back in like the early 90s, those shows had a weird feeling to them because they
were so good.
But I'm saying the way they were filmed.
But I love it.
They all had like this weird glossy look to them.
But like Black Books and Father Ted and like Coupling. Well, Coupling was in the early 2000s, but all those like 90s shows.
Yeah, I mean, I told you I watched Pride and Prejudice recently.
We're talking about drastically different forms of media, but yes.
The series.
Yeah, I understand.
It came out back then.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like BBC4 and like ITV like comedies from back then.
Oh, yeah.
Or like the old like Mitchell and Webb and like that's all the and even Peep Show. Like
Peep Show.
That was the 2000s, but still like all that whole crew.
The IT crowd.
The IT crowd?
Whatever.
That's insane, Jordan.
I guess you could tell I didn't watch it.
Did you really think it was the IT crowd and not the IT crowd?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Did you
know why? Because there's a movie called The It Crowd, and it was like one of those teenage where like
I like the idea of you thinking that Richard Iwata is like an it girl. That's nuts, dude. That's insane.
What?
The It Crowd.
I don't know. You know what it means?
But did you watch like the In-Betweeners and shit?
No.
Or like, I mean, I don't want to just keep on listing off things that I know that you haven't seen, but I really loved.
Ooh, the old Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series, not the movie.
Oh, another. I never got into like Hitchhiker's Guide or like
so good.
Doctor Who. Completely missed me.
Yeah, Doctor Who definitely missed me too.
But I have friends that like swear by it.
Oh yeah.
But one of my most cherished memories. And Jesus, I feel like I'm on a therapist couch. One of the really important reasons why I keep the BritBox, I share it with my little cousin. So my grandparents, who like raised us both, right, and I pretty much lived with them for a majority of my young life. They were big TV people. My grandfather was a huge TV guy, right? Back when the History Channel actually had history. But it's like, you know, he'd watch his shows or whatever. But then in the evening routine forever, as long as my grandfather was alive, what we would do at my grandparents' house in the evening is you would eat dinner in front of the TV and he would watch PBS and it would switch over to the British shows. So it would be like, Are You Being Served? And Keeping Up Appearances and all these like older British like sitcoms. And like, I used to just watch hours and hours and hours of these British shows.
Yeah. So that shit is really nostalgic to you.
Oh, 100%. So now it's like, if I can't fall asleep, I'll turn on like, Are You Being Served?
Yeah.
Which is such a good show.
Yeah.
It's like the staff of like a Bloomingdale's like department store, but like
sounds so good.
But in London, like way back, and it's like, you know, like the boss is like Captain Peacock because he was like in the Royal Air Force, so he's real military and like rigid. And then there's like the queer coded guy who like works in like women's clothes, and he's like super fruity and like just prances around. Oh, it's.
Dude, it sounds great.
It is.
Are You Being Served?
Are You Being Served?
Huh.
Yeah.
What's the like? What is that like? Because
like, Are You Being Helped? Are You Being served?
Yeah.
Because they work at like a Macy's,
right?
like
I know. I was trying to figure it out because we wouldn't like. Are you being served?
It'd be like, Are you being? Is someone helping you?
Yeah.
Are you being helped? Can I help? How can I help you? You know what I mean?
Right. If it was over here, that's what it would be called.
Yeah, how can I help you? That'd be fun to try and remake. Well, you couldn't. I mean, you could do it if you did like the 90s at like a big department store in like New York.
Yeah, like
Bloomingdale's
or
Saks
FAO Schwartz.
FAO Schwartz. Did you ever go there?
Yeah, I just recently was there. I went there recently at the New York one.
I didn't know it was still around.
Yeah, it's like all modern now. You know. But I mean, they have old toys. It's still cool. They have people in there that they're like showing it off. They're like flying crazy shit around. And
do you remember when the world was still big, Jordan? when like traveling meant something.
Wait, the world's not still so big?
Oh no. With the internet and like modern travel
I'm
and
saying
stuff?
because I'm short and small.
Oh no, I said the world's big, not tall. But no, like, man, that brings back a lot of good memories. Jesus. Welcome to the therapist couch again.
Yeah.
No, what
Yeah, quit getting all sentimental in my house.
I know it sucks. Back in the day when I was like a little kid, my mom, well, she still kind of does it, honestly. My mom and my grandmother used to be really into taking like day trips to New York, like bus trips.
Yeah.
And so my mom and a lot of her friends would like, you know, you'd catch a bus in Hagerstown at like 6 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
and it would drive to like Manhattan, and then it would drop you off, and then you'd catch it again at like 8 or 9 p.m. and it would like drop you off at like midnight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she was like super into these bus trips, and she would do it all the time.
Is it just like Greyhound?
Yeah. You would just like, but you would like book like groups. It would be like a group would do it. So it would be like, they would fill up like a Peter Pan bus or like
and they
a
do
Greyhound.
it to go shopping, basically. Yeah. That's cool.
And it would just be a bunch of like moms from Hagerstown, and they would just go run around New York for like 8 hours.
Yeah.
And then get back on the bus and come home. And like, I went with her a few times, and I just remember like
taking it for granted, being like, I want to go home.
No. It was like magic.
Oh.
Because I'm from fucking Hagerstown.
Yeah.
I'd never seen buildings that big.
That is true. When you look up,
You know what I mean?
It's fucking awesome.
I'm like fucking like 8, 9 years old.
Yeah.
And there's like the sounds and the smells, and it was like snow on the ground, and it was like this crazy thing. And like, of course, it's like there was all moms and like kids and shit. So we waited in line at Saks Fifth Avenue to go walk around the showroom and see all like the Christmas crystal. And we like went to FAO Schwartz and did like the Christmas toy Santa tour. And like, we did all the like we saw like the tree at Rockefeller Center, and like went ice skating in Central Park. Like we did
all the things.
We did all the things over the course of like 2 years. But like,
did she ever like pay a dude to come pretend to kidnap you? I feel like that would be really funny.
No.
Like, you know what I mean? Like loot, like
no, but I remember
Home Alone style.
No, but I do remember. So like we did that for like a couple. She did it forever. I went with her like a few times, and then it got to the point where I was like, I want to play Game Boy instead. And she's like, I'm not taking you to fucking New York then. You know what I mean? And like, but then a couple years later, we started going, but like staying overnight, which was really different, but really, really cool. Me and one of our friends got robbed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in high school. Yeah, because we're dumb. We were trying to buy weed. But
that's a different kind of robbery, though.
It was very funny. We were very stupid. But fuck. Oh, so one of the last times I went on these like bus trips, I remember I like was hanging out with my dad right before we went. You know, my dad was trying to be supportive, and he was like, "Oh, you're going to New York? Let's watch a New York movie." Because my dad was a big block. Talk about renting movies. My father was. Every single weekend when I had visitation with him, we would go see a movie at least one day a weekend because of the matinees, and he was old, so it'd be cheap as fuck. Really good single dad activity for all you single dads out there. Go take the kid to a movie.
Yeah.
You know, you get breakfast at the mall, go to the movie, walk around. You don't got to listen to them fucking talk. Put them in the car, take them back to their fucking bitch mom, your bitch ex-wife. No, so we would watch all these movies, and then at his house we would like watch a lot of TV, but we would also go to Blockbuster like once every week or two. You know, he was always down to watch a movie. Yeah, always down to watch a movie. And he was like, "You're going to New York with your mom? Like, let's watch a New York movie. Let's watch a movie about being in New York." And I legitimately forget what movie he got.
Not Home Alone?
No. It wasn't a kid's movie. But I remember the takeaway that I got from it was people in the big city slam shoulders when they're walking.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And so I was like 9 or 10 years old, and I was just walking and purposely like shoulder
damn.
checking people in Manhattan.
Hilarious.
And like after it happened like 4 or 5 times, my mom like pulled me by my hood.
What's wrong with
I was
you?
like, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like, what, Mom? This is how people walk in the city.
Yeah.
And she's like,
This is how they
you have
do.
to stop right now before someone just punches a hole through your
Yeah,
chest. Like,
that's
you
so
have to
funny.
stop.
Oh, man.
But I just remember like walking and like someone would be kind of close and I'd like shift my weight into them and like clip them and they'd look at me like, what the fuck? Is this 9-year-old trying to fight me?
Right.
Is this kid with Harry Potter glasses and a blonde bowl cut trying to fucking G-check me right now?
Oh my god, man! Renting movies, like, do you get like this? There's something great about having the regular movie in front and then having to like take that away to get like
The actual
the
movie
actual
behind
movie
it.
behind it that's in the in the box.
Dude.
Oh, that feeling of like
The
when you
feeling
really
when there's
want to.
nothing there.
No, the feeling of sadness when there's nothing.
That's what I'm
there.
saying.
Yeah, because you went because they usually have a whole wall of new releases. So like if there's a movie you really want to get and you go there and they're all sold out, and then you have to go up front to
Jack,
check.
do you have any in the back?
Yeah.
Dude, I remember
so
that
sad.
so much with movies.
Oh man.
I remember, dude, okay, another one of those like kids will never understand.
Yeah.
Kids will never understand what it was like to not have the internet and going to a movie store and not being able to instantly know what every movie in front of you was just by like the cover,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
because like,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
because like you would walk, especially like the horror movie section, and like back then, like those covers were fucking brutal.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? But it would just be like a woman
Oh.
screaming and a knife and like dripping blood, and you'd have to pick it up and flip it around and try and read and figure out what it was and if it
right.
was like worth a shit.
Yeah, there's one I have actually have a vivid memory of. Like there's one where it's like a house and the lawn, and then in the sky it's like a skull in the clouds, and it was like I couldn't, I think it was like Lawnmower Man or something, and I was like, man, I wonder what this is, you know, and trying to figure it out because you can't really tell.
But that's
what
the
it
thing.
is.
That was like the fun, and I just remember spending so much time being
Or the
like,
people under the stairs.
I
think it
can't
was.
figure out what is going on.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You just have to rent it and find
As
out.
opposed to
and figure
now
it
where
out.
you sit on the couch and you just go through Netflix and you watch the trailer and you read the blurb and you can look up reviews on your phone. But back then
or you
it's
let it
just
play
like,
a little, and then
this
you
looks
just-
weird, this looks scary, this looks cool, this looks weird, this looks cool. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Ugh. I miss it so much. Oh, look, it's when both of the guys meet. Remember this episode?
Oh yeah.
It's when Ricky Gervais meets Michael Scott. We've been watching The Office a lot over here.
Yeah, but here's the thing: like is he playing the same guy from that?
Yeah, it's him.
It's him. It's that
Yeah.
character. Okay.
I think, yeah, because I think the idea is supposed to be that he's David Brent, I think is his name, right?
Okay,
In, the
yeah,
office,
yeah,
in
yeah.
that office.
Yeah.
I think the idea is supposed to be that David Brent's coming to New York to try and work for Dunder Mifflin, and Michael's in New York doing corporate Dunder Mifflin stuff.
So our office is before that office then?
No, but they don't work. I don't think the company's Dunder Mifflin in the English
Oh,
one.
you're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
so I think
you're
he's just
right.
trying to
That's
get a
what I mean.
job. He's just like,
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
boss guy looking for a job. I'm a comedian too.
Yeah.
We're both really funny. You know what I mean? Oh, Ricky Gervais is a character who, like, I remember when he popped off and he was so funny. And I feel like he just got so far up his own ass
Yes. Yeah.
that now, who gives a shit, Rick?
Yeah. I mean, they're still like. Remember he was in that? Do you remember the movie, The Invention of Lying?
I was just about to say, that's the last thing I remember him being in that was, like, good.
That's such a strange premise.
I love it.
I like when he was just like, he just tells that woman, like, look, if we don't have sex right now, this and this and this are going to happen to the world. You know, there's going to be a nuclear
Yeah.
bomb. Yeah.
I watched a really funny interview. I don't know when he did it, but it was like Ricky Gervais interviewing like a really old lady,
Uh huh.
you know, and she was, you know, and it's like, what
You're gonna
advice?
die
No, it was like, what advice do you have for young people? And she's
Yeah.
like, don't grow old. It fucking sucks. You know, and it's just her basically being like, being old really sucks. And it's,
Yeah.
but it's Ricky Gervais being like, well, you have to have like some friends here in the nursing home. And she's like, these people aren't my fucking friends. Like, you know what I mean? But she's like being completely serious.
Yeah.
Which it just like his delivery mixed
That's
with
so-
hers, but he's
yeah.
not like laughing at all. He's like trying to be like, well,
Right.
come on, man.
That's so funny.
That was actually really funny. But
yeah.
I just,
Yeah, and then he had that show of like Idiot Abroad. And it's where he takes that guy who's like is not into anything.
Was that him? Was that
Yeah.
Ricky Gervais
yeah.
and his buddy?
His buddy's the one that's like the
I remember that show.
Yeah, and he takes him to do things that he doesn't want to do.
I feel like I liked that show until I felt like it was scripted.
I feel like it's definitely scripted.
Well, I
for
feel like in
sure.
the beginning it was a little more legitimately like Ricky Gervais is like dragging his buddy around.
Yeah.
And like he doesn't want to do these things, but he will. And then I think later on, as the show progressed, like it kind of like got self-aware and they were doing the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Did you ever? It was the same thing. There was a show that one British comedian did where it was like traveling with my father. Do you remember this one? His name's Jack something, and he has black hair, and he made a whole show about like going on vacation with his like dad who is like violently British and doesn't like to do things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's like
It's kind of the same type of
it's the same
thing.
vibe, but it's a father and son instead of
Yeah.
like two buddies.
Right.
And
I feel like that's a better dynamic too.
but that's the thing is like the first season or two was legitimately funny because it's him like just trying to annoy his dad but also have fun.
yeah.
And also just, you know what I mean, like doing like the things like, come on, dad, we're going to a tapas restaurant. And the dad being like, I fucking hate seafood. You know what I mean? Like that kind
Yeah.
of shit where it was like relatable and funny. And then as the show went on, it felt way more like, oh, you guys just wanted to do another season of the show. So you're like arbitrarily being like, man, guess I gotta go to Paris.
Yeah.
But all I want to do is stay at home and watch football on TV because I'm so British. You can't get good tea in Paris. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, Jordan.
All right.
Pump those brakes hard, baby. Bye. Go
Bye.
to Patreon.
Andrew